All right. Got a pelican right up in front of us, chilling. I feel like my boat is not quite the way I want it, but I feel like I'm turning a little bit to the right. We are out here. We just put in Melton Peter Demetre State Park, I think it's called. It's Melton something for sure, and it's park at the end. I know that much. Oh man, we missed the pelican taking off. Right up here in front of me, we got the bridge kind of in the clouds. You can see there's probably a storm brewing and coming in. If I turn around here, you got the battery right there in front of us. I'm not going to zoom in or anything. And then now right there in front of us, you got the dock from the state park, and you got actually the James Island Yacht Club. So we're going to see. I can see the flag out here in front of us. We're going to see if we can get out here to Fort Sumter today. That's the goal. Definitely getting a little bit of a pull. You know, probably I'm this close to the shore. The waves are going to break into the shore. So I'm probably getting a little bit of pull from my starboard side here, pushing me back into the bank, but we're doing all right. It's not supposed to have any rain out here until 4 o'clock is what the weather service is telling me. Speaking of weather service, I'm going to turn on my VHF radio here pretty directly. Ah, a little pelican just dove right here next to us. What's up, buddy? Did you get it? Did you get what you were looking for? There he goes, taking off. All right, well, sorry to bother you if you're on candid camera. I hooked up my wheels for the first time since the Mississippi River. I haven't had any need to use my wheels, and I really didn't have a need to use them today, to be honest. Got a little weight coming in. I don't know where that weight came from. Boat went by a long time ago. It's that butterfly effect, you know. But what was I saying? Yeah. So I put the wheels on. I thought I had it nice and snug with my cam straps. And yeah, you got to remember that the boat canters, you know, toward the back. So it's thick in the middle, and then it thins out as it goes back. So I put both straps on. I put them nice and tight. But once you start rolling, you know, the force of the ground pushing against those wheels is going to force them backwards. So what they did is they forced backwards and slipped right off the goddamn back of the boat. Well, now I remember. Sometimes it just takes accidents to happen, and then they cue something in your mind, you know. Let's flip this around. Is that me? Yeah, hey, that is me. Got the banana boat hat on today. Left my sunglasses. I said, fuck it. Every time I wear my sunglasses, I can't see the goddamn screen that I'm looking at. I really can't see it right now either because it's so bright out here. Either way, I'd have been screwed looking at the screen, but I really wish they would make it. You know, I got my Garmin down here. I can see my screen on my Garmin perfectly. It's designed for you to see it. But somehow on this damn iPhone, if it's bright outside, the screen gets all dark and you lose all your brightness on the screen for some reason. It's probably a setting that I need to look at. But yeah, so I didn't bring my sunglasses. I said, fuck it, every time I bring them, I got to pull them down to look at the screen, and then I end up getting water droplets on it, especially out here. I get salt. I swear I just saw a shark out there. I get salt and whatever on them. Let's switch it back here. You don't need to be looking at me. That way we can see if we can see anything, you know. Dolphin pops up, pelicans, shark, attack. But yeah, I don't like wearing the sunglasses, to be honest. I'm being honest, and I'm always honest. Always trying to be honest on this show, you know. So what the plan is, we're riding a low tide out. Low tide is at 2:02 p.m. today. Right now it is 10 minutes to 1. So my plan was to put on at 12:30. That plan, I got to get back to the wheels. That plan got a little skewed because of the wheel situation. Number one, I had another appointment down on the other side of Somerville, down by Carnes Crossroads this morning, so I had to get over there and do that at 10, and then get back, gather all my stuff, hit the bathroom real quick, and get back in the car to come over here to James Island, which is where that park is, by the way. But I can't remember the name. I think I remembered it. But so I came over here, gathered all my stuff, and by the time I got here, it was like 12:15. I had to hit the bathroom again, so I hit the bathroom, the park toilet here, and got all my gear gathered. I put the wheels on my canoe, I put the bucket on my back, carried a couple other things, put most stuff in the boat, and as I was pulling it down and across the sand, I got about halfway to the beach. I started pulling through the sand. It definitely got some resistance, and it pulled those wheels right off the back of the boat. You know, pulled the straps down. Just slid, basically, on the canter of the boat. We're going to come down here to the beach eventually of James Island, over here at Fort Johnson. So what I realized is, and what I remembered, like I said, sometimes you have to make mistakes and remember what you're doing, is I remembered now that we would actually attach those cam straps and wrap them around the thwart as we went around the boat. So they come around the bottom of the boat, they wrap a loop around the supports of the wheels on the cart itself, the wheel cart itself. And then you actually need to loop those straps around the thwart, the rear thwart as well. And that way, when you start getting resistance on the wheels, forces pushing against it, pushing it backwards, the straps will grip against the thwart, and they won't release from the boat, you know. And I remember that happening the very first time I hooked up the strap, even though they instructed us how to do it. I now remember that you got to do that. So the wheels came off, and I said, fuck it, I'm just going to drag it. I'm in the sand already anyway, so I drug it the rest of the way to the beach. Got everything loaded up. I shoved the boat off through the beach combination pluff mud sand, and I was about to jump in the boat, and I realized, what do you need to go out and do a canoe in the water? You need a paddle. So I didn't put either one of the goddamn paddles in the boat. So I pushed the boat back up to the beach. I walked up to the car, got my paddle, walked back down. Luckily, there was only one person, one lady and her son out there watching me. So I wasn't too embarrassed. I kind of put kept the paddle apart and kind of strung it down beside my leg, you know, like you do when you're trying to hide a shotgun or something. So I put it down beside my leg so it didn't look like I was an idiot and didn't bring a paddle with me to go paddling. Probably not going to talk to you the entire time I go out here. And now I realized why I actually like to wear sunglasses when I'm out here in the harbor or in the lower part of the Ashley River. Because there's salt in this damn water. So if I do get any kind of splash or any kind of anything, it goes right in my fucking eye, you know? So we're making pretty good time. What was I saying earlier? So the weather, low tide is at 2:02. So I decided I was gonna put in at 12:30. Ah, that was a big splash right into the eyeball. I was gonna put in at 12:30. That gives me an hour and a half to paddle down on the tide out to Fort Sumter. Gives me a little time to linger. And you have to let it linger. You have to let it linger. Ooh, let it linger. So it gives me a little time to linger around Fort Sumter, take a look. You can't land on Fort Sumter for some reason. You know, it's federal land. They let you land on it when you pay fucking money. Which I get it. They need money to preserve it and all that kind of bullshit. But god damn it, if I'm brave enough to paddle a damn canoe out there, let me land a canoe. I can see you don't want all kind of wreck boats going out there. And, you know, it's just a big party out on Fort Sumter with a bunch of wreck boats parking at the beach and causing a lot of erosion and all that kind of bullshit. But if you're brave enough, if you got a canoe or a kayak, you're brave enough to paddle out. Let me sit for a second. Relax. Especially if I'm a veteran. Especially if I'm a disabled veteran. Let me get out there and take a look. We got some winds blowing in. What are they blowing right now? They're probably blowing southwest, I guess. So they're coming into the boat, but they're also pushing against the stern of the boat, so they're kind of turning me around a little bit. That's going to help me out on the way back. Not helping me out much right now. So, with that said, we'll go back to weather. So the weather, southwest winds at about 5 to 6. Right now, I think the gusts are going to be at 10 or so, maybe. There's supposed to be some storms rolling in. There's like a 20% chance of rain right now. Storms around 4. So you're not looking at me right now because I got the thing 24, so that way you can maybe see, you know, Fort Johnson. You can see Fort Sumter. This is Fort Johnson right in front of me. What's left of it. I'm not sure exactly what they do out here at the fort anymore. Pelican just dove in right in front of us and missed it. He's taking off. See you later, buddy. Guess you missed. So, winds, a little bit of possibility of rain. The seas are extremely calm right now. There's supposed to be a ship coming in at 1 o'clock to the Wando terminal, so I'm not sure if it's actually coming down the Wando River, if it's going to come in from the ocean over here. Past us, I think I see the Fort Sumter ferry over there, docked out at the ferry dock. That's what we want to look out for and stay out of the way of mainly. The ferry comes out on one side, a line on one side, and there's a line that goes out on the other side. So there's a pretty distinct line that they travel back and forth. We definitely want to stay out of their way. There's not a whole lot of wreck boats out here, I think, partly because you know, the weather's supposed to be kind of shitty this afternoon. So, and it is a weekday. I mean, it's a Thursday afternoon, so I don't think there's a lot of people that get out in the middle of a Thursday afternoon when there's a little bit of chance of rain. But there's supposed to be a boat, a cargo ship that's going into the Wando terminal that says it's scheduled for 1 o'clock, which is 1 o'clock right now. And I don't see a ship, so I don't know, I'm not going to assume. We could see it. I mean, that's kind of what I looked at. I got the ship schedule, the port schedule that I get emailed to me every day. That way I know what's going on in the ports. And that's what it said. There's supposed to be a ship. I can't remember the name of it right now. That's going to come in. So I was hoping to see that. I was supposed to do this Tuesday. I would have had to get out here at 10:30 in the morning. For some reason, I know what it was. I'd done a bunch of work on my car the day before. I rotated my tires, and I was looking at some suspension parts, and I was doing a little bit of yard work at the same time. And I was a little sore the next day. My right shoulder and my back was a little sore. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to skip the paddle day. I'm going to be out there paddling in the open water and not being at 100%. This is a little dock section here at the Fort Johnson. I know there's a little sheriff's boat that sits up here in the dock. I'm not sure what that Palmetto think it says RV Palmetto on the front of that. I'm not sure what that boat is. I don't see any of its radar or satellite stuff moving on top, so that, and it's tied up to the dock there, so I don't think it's going to be in motion anytime here soon. But this is the spit, this is the beach, this is where I came down. The first time I came to scout out this paddle, I came in down here, and I was going to put in, we'll paddle around this little beach area, but I was going to put in down here at Fort Johnson. When I had researched it, and I said, where's a good place to put in? One of the things that it recommended was Fort Johnson Beach. Well, I came over here and I walked all the way around. I parked. I walked at every location, you know, around the edge of these rocks and over there on the beach sections. Any drive that I saw, a place that you could drive into, I walked into it instead of driving around, you know, aimlessly. I just walked everywhere. I could not see a good point where I could land and launch a boat without a heavy carry. You know, and at that point, I wasn't fucking with my wheels at all. I could probably wheel it somewhere, but I couldn't find a good launching point. The parking was kind of iffy over there. So I just said, fuck it. I'm not going to deal with it. But we'll come out and take a look at this beach a little bit. Looks like a nice place if you just want to come out and have a little beach all to yourself. Secluded. Little guy over here fishing in front of us. It's kind of right in between us and Fort Sumter. You can really see Fort Sumter at the moment. Pelicans are just feeding frenzy over here, man. There's supposed to be a lot of oysters over in this area, so at the low tide, you know, they say look out for the oyster beds. You might hit rock bottom. On the oysters, there's a big group of people walking out from the fort right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people walking out to the beach, I guess. You want to take a look? They look pretty well dressed. I don't know if they're out going to the beach. Actually, the guys got a cooler, so I think they are. Maybe going to go out and sit on the beach, man. I mean, it's a great place to sit. Bring some poles, do some surf fishing. Especially at a low tide, 2 hours before, 2 hours after a low tide. That's a pretty good time to do some fishing. A little overcast at times, so that's not bad. This guy seems like he's actually anchored out over here in the boat. Yeah, he's doing some fishing. He's just anchored. So he picks up and moves around. Probably knows all the good spots. What else can I talk about here, guys, while we're out here paddling? Actually, a beautiful day. Little to no winds. You can see the water rippling right now in front of me. I mean, that's just regular waves bouncing off the shore and coming back at me. Nothing heavy at all. If that ship were to come through, of course, they're going to cause some wakes that'll eventually reach me. Any wreck boats coming back and forth, but very little to none of those. A couple sailboats out in the harbor. I'm going to have the help of the wind, although there's not much. There'll be a little bit at my back. Coming back. Those clouds are kind of dispersed around from the bridge that we saw when we first launched. It was pretty dark and kind of ugly over there. The bridge was also almost any cloud, like in a fog. So right now it looks pretty good. Still turning quite a bit to the right. I'm having to paddle more on the right. But again, I think that's because of this southwest wind. That west wind is shimmying down the side of the boat and pushing my starboard stern around. I think I've got it packed out pretty well, but it's still kind of pushing me around. That'll be absolutely perfect on the way back. We are 21 minutes into this paddle, about 1.2 miles at this point. Kind of skirting in and out of the shoreline, not doing a straight a straight line. It's supposed to be like a 1.5 miles, 3 mile round trip basically out here. Kind of having to do some long sweeping strokes on the right to kind of turn me around. That wind is just, it's either the wind or the load, but I don't think it's the load. I didn't load anything out any different than I did the other day. I believe it's definitely the wind. We'll spin around while the wind's spinning us here and take a look at the beach. Maybe we'll take a look back for a second. While we're spinning, we'll take a look at the storm coming in. Usually the storms roll in from the west. So you can definitely see them building back here behind us. Can't tell if this thing in the way. I probably could shift this up a little bit, maybe. Did that do anything? I don't think so. Got my horn up here in front. I don't want to blow it too hard. The boat might say, what's he honking at? I got a boat coming up here to my starboard side. But anyway, here's the clouds rolling. You got the battery, again, directly here in front of us. 1, 2, 3 or 4 boats out there. We'll spin here again. Got the bridge, Ravenel Bridge up there in front of us. And matter of fact, I'm gonna get these in. Get this horn out of the way here. And what else we got over here? That's the Wando terminal right there in front of us. You can see it poking up over the trees. That's where that boat is supposed to be or coming into. You got this boat coming around. And the valves right here in front of us. We'll wait for this boat to go by us, and then we will continue to paddle. We will continue to paddle out to the fort. There we go. Have a lot back in this guy's boat. Speaking of boats, guys, I just finished up Outer Banks. I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but finished up the series finale of that last night. Had a lot of good boat action in it. I don't know why. I know why. It's the fucking wind, but it's really turning me around right now. It's kind of pissing me off. But yeah, Outer Banks. If you don't watch it, it's pretty fun to watch. You know, I was discussing it with a bartender friend of mine the other day, and it's just fun, you know. Especially to live on the coast and recognize some of the areas. That, if you've been up to the Outer Banks, or if you've been to Wilmington, or if you've been to South Carolina, Charleston, if you've been to Savannah, they kind of visit and film things in all those areas, but you'll see a lot of stuff in Charleston. And, just the coast in general just kind of gives you the vibe of, oh yeah, this is where I live, man. They're filming this around stuff that I know. Well, pretty good finale. I kind of got a little bored with it. It got a little ridiculous. I mean, the first season was definitely the best. And I always have this discussion with my son and my daughter-in-law that we probably don't need all these. Some of the best shows that have been out there have been shows that are limited series where they just do one season. They do 6 to 8 episodes and that's it. Some of them do like 4 episodes. That's all you need. It goes in, gives you a story, wraps up. You got 3 chapters, 3 acts, I guess. Boom, boom, boom. You're in, you're out. When these people try and start up and do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons, they just run out of ideas. And they kind of get silly. That's kind of what this did, but you're invested now. I mean, you're invested into the characters, into the storyline, and it still kind of ties in a little bit to the original storyline and wraps up a nice little bow at the end of this one, I thought, but just silly in general. The storyline just got a little ridiculous, but it did wrap it up, tied it all together. So that was nice. I don't know if you can see the fort pretty much coming up here in front of me. And so there's no wind right now, so I'm going through. I mean, there's maybe 1 mile an hour wind or something happening right now, so I'm going straight ahead. I was having an issue earlier where that wind was definitely pushing the back of my boat and turning me sideways. It's doing it a little bit now that I speak about it. But as you can see, we are coming up. Trying to make sure I stay out of any channel markers or anything, but I think we're all safe. I'll be out here pretty directly. I'll probably just film all the way out here, and then we won't do anything on the way back. But what am I gonna do on the way back? Do the same fucking thing, just in reverse. You can just play the video backwards, and, and you'll see the ride back. And since I mentioned that was funny. Sometimes on the Mississippi River, because I mean, to go from start to finish, to go over 2,300 miles down the Mississippi River, you think about paddle strokes. How many strokes? So that wind's kicking me. Look at me. I'm just spinning now. I stopped paddling. I'm just turning around in a circle. But yeah, calculated over 94 days, 89 days of actual paddling. Being on the river, 94 days total time. Probably over 1 million paddle strokes if you calculate out, how many strokes per minute are you doing, and then you break that up to an hour, and then you add that into 24 hours, and then you add 89 days, and you're doing 8 to 10 hours of paddling per day. When I calculated it out, when I did my presentation, it came out to over 1 million paddle strokes. And 4 of us paddling. A little more, a little less, depending on the person. But that's just an average. Man, this wind is killing. But what I was saying with all that paddle stroke talk, I'm always talking about stroking on this podcast, by the way. Well, as I was talking about paddle strokes, sometimes, when we had flow in the river, you would turn around and just slow backwards. For one, it gave you a different perspective of the river going in reverse, but then also you could paddle backwards, and that would give your muscles a different look. So if you're like, God damn, this is killing me, man. My biceps, my my goddamn lats, everything is just killing me. Turn around and you could do it in reverse, and then you're working out your pecs, and you're working out your triceps and some different muscles. Passing us again on the left side over here, the port side. I just cannot fly straight through. It might have something to do with the load on the boat. I put a couple more things in here today, but I really got to think it's the current and it's the wind. Let's see if I can move my body over a little bit. Sometimes that helps. If your load is a little skewed left to right or something like that, you can scoot your body on your seat and shift your weight from one side to the other, and that can help straighten out a little bit. Sometimes you reach behind your seat and make sure your bucket and your wheels didn't shift to one side, that everything's still good to go. What you just did, it seems like everything is all right. GPS says we are 1.79 miles right now. So hell, maybe from where I started, maybe what I looked up was from Fort Johnson to Fort Sumter is 1.5 miles. So where I started back at the Melton Peter Demetre State Park, maybe it's 2 miles from there. This wind is really pissing me off. Which is one good reason why I want that motor, when I go on the Erie Canal. I definitely don't need it. Oh, they got their flag at half-mast here for Dolly Parton, I guess. And I would hope that it's also for Tim, for, goddamn. The hell's his fucking name? I keep wanting to say Tim Robbins, but it's not Tim Robbins. I don't know. I feel bad now. I can't remember the other guy's name, but you guys are probably screaming it at me right now. Rocky Horror Picture Show, Clue, all the damn things. Tim Curry? Is that his name? Tim Curry? I don't fucking know. But, Trump declared half-mast throughout America for Dolly Parton, so that's definitely what it's for. But I would hope if Dolly hadn't died and just the other guy died, it would still be, I don't know. Can't do that for every goddamn actor or actress, I guess. Movie star, singer. Dolly, I guess, is an icon. They're all icons, so I don't think we should do it for. We should have it at half-mast every goddamn day if that's the case. Dolly's a great person. I don't know if a half-mast is actually called for. That should be reserved for representatives of the United States, high-ranking military members, politicians, presidents. The wind is picking up now. Let's turn around and see what's going on back there. Let's see if anything's going on behind us. I don't think there is. All the same stuff. That's where we came from. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Something, 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 Cotton Eye Joe. I learned that the song Cotton Eye Joe had something to do with cotton eye. Is actually a disease that you get from picking cotton or something like that, I think. And so the slaves made up a song, Cotton Eye Joe. Probably butchered that, but yeah, this ferry's been sitting here the whole time. I have not seen the container ship. Yeah, when I first started looking at this paddle, I started hearing stuff about, you got to cross the harbor, to get out there. Really, you're not crossing the harbor. You're in the harbor a little bit, but you're not crossing the harbor. I thought you would actually come out past the docks over there by Fort Johnson, and you'd actually cross the damn harbor, but really it's just there's a shoreline over to your right the entire time. definitely picking up out here. I mean, we're getting out, you know, right on the other side of the fort here, the entrance to the damn Atlantic Ocean. So we're at the edge of the world over here, pretty much. I guess you're going to get some open sea waves, ocean waves, coming in this little spigot. Turn around for a second. What's up, guys? What's happening? You can see the wind on the hat here. From the last time you looked at me, if you remember, I didn't really have any wind going on, but you can see I got a little bit of flappage. You probably could see right in front of me when we were paddling. You could see the churn in the water had increased. I don't see any markers out here telling me stay away, stay out, don't come over here type thing. So we're just going to paddle straight in. Like I said, it says you can't land on here, so we definitely won't land, but
what do you want to say?
Whenever this ferry boat leaves, it should sound a horn, maybe. That is pulling away from the dock, so we'll know when it's about to move. Spin you around and turn you around. If I can find the goddamn button. We're getting there, guys. We are at 2.12 miles. It's definitely going to be a longer day than I had anticipated. It's going to keep going up. Again, I don't see any signs that say danger, do not enter, federal space, keep away, any of that bullshit, so we're just going to keep pushing. We'll probably pull up on this beach over here directly to my starboard side once we spin around. And we're going to walk on the other side of that beach and see what we see out there, you know? Get up here close to personal. Fort. Man, how long have I been talking about doing this paddle, guys, out here to the fort? It seems like forever. It seems like months. It might be over a month. See a bunch of people walking back. Walking back down the dock over here to the boat, so I got a feeling the boat's going to pull out here directly. But again, I don't see anything that says I can't pull my boat up over here. Originally, I was going to go all the way around Fort Sumter, but I'm not going out around that dock. I've decided not doing that. We're going to pull right up on this beach over here. We'll get a picture from that angle. We'll walk to the other side of the beach. Walk to the other side of the beach and see what we can see, you know. Give you a look here as we pull into the beach. Got some shore wake, you know, the waves bouncing off the shore and coming back out. The boat's back. We'll want to make sure that the boat is pulled up a decent way on the beach, because once this ferry starts moving, it's going to create a little bit of a wake, so we want to make sure that the boat doesn't get washed out off the beach. But we're not going to go too far. We're just going to stand up here at the point and take a picture. There, guys. We've landed. We have landed. We'll do a little pause on the camera. We're going to pull the boat up. Pull it up a little more. Out to right there. These guys over here. A couple doggies over there. I think we have a horseshoe crab up over here. I'll take a look. Don't know how windy it is, how much you can hear me, but put a horseshoe crab right here. He'll wait for the tide to come back in and take him back out. Pretty cool. What's up, little crab? What you doing, buddy? Just waiting on the water to turn. I got you. Man, this reminds me of the old Mississippi. You got the bridge going on out here. The battery. Storm's rolling in. 2 boats over there. Dogs running. Look on this side. See Atlantic Ocean, guys. You got Fort Sumter here. If you look over on the other side of Fort Sumter there, you'll start to see Sullivan's Island and Folly Beach, or not Folly Beach, Sullivan's Island and Isle of Palms over on that side. Ferry there. Absolutely fantastic, you know. Let's see if we can flip around here. Is that me? Yeah, hey, that's me. This is it. We're right here. Right there. I don't know, I can't see anything in the screen. but we're here. The Atlantic Ocean behind me. The confluence of the Cooper and the Ashley Rivers back here. Arthur Ravenel Bridge, the Charleston Battery. We did it. All right, I'm gonna take a few photos. I can't see where this damn thing is. I'll take a few photos and I'm gonna start going back. All right, guys, talk to you soon. All right. Got the ferry moving out from the dock, going back across the water. That's a good thing to take a look at. We can see exactly the direction that they're going to go, the line they're going to take. This is the return lane. Probably speaking way too loud on this section of it. I got the camera a lot closer to me, and I've got music playing in my earbuds, so I'm probably way over talking. So we can see the line he's going to take. He's going outside the buoy there, the no wake zone buoy. We're not gonna watch them the whole way. All right, good time today, guys. Thanks for coming along with me. All right, I'm gonna come back to you one more time here, guys. I'll tell you what, they weren't lying about the winds out here and the tidal currents. You know, I still got a kind of a low tide current working against me. I'm trying to paddle back up, you know, to the takeout up there at the park. And I'm telling you what, these winds have almost doubled, and the tidal current is still pushing me out towards Fort Sumter. So I'm trying to paddle up against it. I'm paddling up against the current that's still ebbing out, and I'm also paddling against a crosswind. So the wind is going south to north. So pretty much coming directly at my side at this point. Maybe a little bit of a crosswind toward the front. So it's pushing, or maybe a crosswind towards the back, I guess. So it's still pushing the back of my boat. The wind has actually changed from the direction it was when I was going out. Another ferry coming out. I was trying to rush. I kind of went out into the, you can see it right there in front of me. See if I can zoom in on it. But I was kind of going out into the harbor a little bit because I was trying to get out of the currents, pushing me into the shore, you know. Here's the new ferry coming out. So I was kind of out there, not out there where he is, but I was kind of out there in the channel outside of the buoy markers here. And all of a sudden looked ahead and realized this guy was coming. So he's the guy coming out now to Fort Sumter. The other guy's returning on the other side of him. You can't see him back there probably. But. So anyway, this guy was coming at me, so I paddled back in toward the shoreline to make sure I stayed out of his channel. And didn't get in any trouble out there, but not making a whole lot of progress, a whole lot of headway. It was definitely a lot easier going out, so I'm gonna have a little bit of a difficulty paddling in. You can see my boat turning right now. I'm not even doing anything, but the wind is pushing me back into my boat. It's just spinning the front and now it's going to point me back toward the shore. The wind is coming in from the ocean side, on the other side of that beach that I was on. So, yeah, it's going to be a little constant struggle going out. I've made some headway, but not a whole lot. So, I'll leave you with me for a second. I was just going to go back over there to the beach and say, fuck it, I'm just going to lay out on the beach. I've actually got my tent. I can set my tent up and just take a nap out there. You know? I've got everything with me that I need. I've actually got my camp chair. I could just sit in the chair instead of setting the tent up every time. But, yeah. So we're on the struggle bus right now, you know, paddling back against this current. Take a little bit of wave over the boat, not much. I think the last time I looked up the winds, let me take a look at them now while it pushes me sideways again. Let's see, 85 degrees, feels like 84. Chance of rain 0% right now. And the wind is 12 miles an hour. Is that right? Hold on. Once my fingers get all wet and sandy, 72% humidity. I don't want to see all that bullshit. Just tell me what the wind was. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get back to my screen. Yeah, 11 miles per hour. So the winds have definitely doubled. More than doubled, really. Actually, two boats coming out. To Fort Sumter. I don't know if they're both going to Fort Sumter, but they're both definitely going that direction. Let's spin around since the boat's spinning us around anyway. Just spin around and take a look behind us. sailboat coming in. He is riding the wind right now. Can't remember what that's called. It's not close. I don't know. There's beam wind. There's close something. And he's riding like full wind right now. Whatever that's fucking called. He's just got his jib sail out right now. He doesn't even have his mainsail out, I don't think. His mainsail is, he's got it sheeted down a little bit. So he's just using that jib sail to capture all that wind, all 11 miles per hour of it coming right back on it. Or from the back. Yeah, I don't know where that ferry is going. I guess he's going out and around. He's going to come back in and point this direction when he lands over there. Yeah, that sailboat is probably moving. He's probably moving 70 knots right now. Maybe even more. Okay, we've got that boat going over here. Turn. We've got a second ferry coming right here in front of us. So I don't know where he's going. Or she, everybody names their boat as she, right? Where she's going. We've definitely drifted back out into the channel. Back on around, looking at this buoy marker over here. We definitely have drifted this area, so just point our nose with that buoy. Let's see if we can get over on the inside of it. Alright guys, what y'all think? Exciting? Oh yeah, so we got some waves crashing the bow a little bit. We're crashing the gunnels. Using all the words. You see it crashing off the bow. Not too bad. He's definitely got somewhat choppy out here. And that weather's definitely coming in, guys. We'll get up here past this no wake buoy. And we'll spin around, take a look back at the bridge. And you'll see all this mess coming on here from the west. How's you guys today? What are y'all doing today? Y'all working? I guess you're not going to answer until later. So when you get a chance to answer, you'll say, yeah, I was doing this. You'll be in the past tense at that point. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look, because I don't feel like doing much more video. This thing's gotten too long already. Just spin around and take a look at this. Look at this ominous stuff coming in behind us here. Here's the start of it. Turn here. It's hard to turn. The wind's pushing me the other direction. See it? Building right here. Black. Getting dark. Got the bridge right there off the front of the bow. It's coming, man. I've got to make some haste here. Get back to this landing so we don't get caught in all this bullshit. Alright, I'm ducking out. Alright. I don't know if you can see this, guys. Let's see if I can get you out there. Let's see if I can lift you up. I don't know if you can see these guys out here. Girls, guys. Can y'all see them? I know I'm bouncing around a lot. Right there in front of that little houses right there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 kayakers. There's one. No, I think they're all single. I was thinking there was maybe some tandems out there, but now that they separated, I think they're all singles out there. I'll zoom it in enough. Can you see? It's probably so unstable. You can't see, but a bunch of them out there. Hey guys, They're riding the shoreline. Not that bad idea. But I'm trying to go, between 2 points here. So I'm out here in it. Let's see if I can get a little picture. Something right here. I can't stay straight. Can't stay straight, guys. They don't have as much boat out of the water as I do, so they're going to have a little bit easier time anyway because the wind doesn't have anything to grab onto like it does for me. We're going to try and get a shot of this clouds rolling in and this sailboat out here. Man, we've gone too far. Perfect. Hey, it's looking pretty bad out there, guys. Alright, back to paddling. Got a whole school of dolphins going out here. If you can see them, there's right there in front of me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 2 coming right at me, right there. Hey, what's up, buddy? Come on, come back up again. I'm right here. Where did you go? Oh man, he was coming right up underneath. They're all over the place out here. They're only running from this rain. Right here in front of me. Oh. There you go, a couple of them. Like I said, there's probably 10 of them right here. I don't know.
CSC sailing, CSC sailing, CSC sailing. J22 number 9, ready to pick up.
Easily 10. No, I gotta go. All right, last video, wrap this thing up. Getting ready to pull into the takeout to give you a look at the weather is still rolling in. I mean, you can see rain bands out there in the distance. Definitely back there behind downtown proper. If you look out over here, spinning around toward the bridge, there's the bridge right in front of me. Definitely rain back there, probably on Daniel Island. Back there in North Charleston, Hanahan area. If I continue to spin, now we're over here in Mount Pleasant. There's probably some rain happening out there. Awendaw, those type places. But if you spin back here towards where I just came from, look how beautifully it opens up. So that's over there, probably Sullivan's Island, Isle of Palms area. Spin back around over here to I can feel the temperature just cooled off significantly. So it's almost here. I gotta get out the water. Back over here to Fort Sumter, and then you spin around, there's Fort Johnson at the tip over there. Oh yeah, that weather just changed significantly. We'll spin around here. This is the part of James Island, little bird. Little guy up here, fish for shells where I'm getting ready to take out. And this is the state park. If you can look right up there at the rocks in front of me, you can see how far the tide has gone out. Actually, the tide is reversed now. It's coming back in. It's about 45 minutes into the high tide, or the flood tide coming back in. The dock over there on the other side of James Island Yacht Club. We're gonna pull back in, not at this beach, but this beach over here to the left of it. And we'll ride you up. You can see these rocks and just see how far this tide's gonna eventually come in. But I'm telling you what, if you want a nice...
Safe Harbor, Charleston City Marina, motor vessel Titan on 16.
If you want a nice day at the beach...
Vessel hailing Safe Harbor, Charleston City, please switch and answer channel 68. 68.
You want a nice beach, come down here to Melton Peter Demetre State Park. Plenty of parking spaces. There's a little camp toilet, you know, with a door on it and everything. And come stay at this beach, man. There's nobody out here. I mean, I've come out here at least 3 times now, and there's always been maybe one person on the beach. I'm probably gonna have to walk in from about right here. I can already feel the paddle hitting the ground. But if you want a nice quiet place to be at the beach, you can swim, you can do all the things you want to do out here. There's no breaks to ride or anything. You know, if you're looking to bodyboard or do any type of wakeboarding, surfing or whatever, but it's a nice quiet spot. All right, this is the last video. Hope you enjoyed it. I loved it. Peace and love. Talk to you soon.